Hello to all my dear children. We are here together again. Before I start my explanation part, just a gentle reminder for you all. Children, I request to all of you, please sit on your chairs. Don't lean on your beds or sofas because I want you to be attentive. Okay? Keep your mobiles on a stand. Don't hold them in your hands. Let your hand be free. Okay? And children, use earphones if you can. The reason behind that, if you use earphones, you can listen me very carefully without any disturbance. And children, since it is not an interactive session, I am explaining and you are listening. So it's better you can listen to me attentively. Okay? Then ready with your books and your stationery items. Okay, children? And lastly, I just say don't leave your work pending, any work. Okay? Because that pile up your work. Okay, children? Children, today we study about the history chapter number 8, education and British rule. Children, do you know how schools in India were hundreds of years ago? Were they different from the ones you study in? You have read about the Gurukul system in class 6, in which only some students could live and study inside an ashram under the supervision of a guru. In the British period, the schools were called pathshalas. According to the report prepared by William Adam, a Scottish missionary who surveyed Bengal and Bihar in the 1830s, the following were the features of these schools. Children, pay attention. These are the features which William Adam mentioned in his report. Okay. There were 1 lakh pathshalas in Bengal and Bihar in which over 20 lakh students studied. Second, the teacher-student ratio was 1:20, means only 20 students were there in a one class. Then, the teacher was addressed as Guru, means that students call their teachers as a Guru. Next, these schools did not have an attendance system, fixed fee structure, furniture, examination or timetable. The classes were held outdoors, usually under a tree. As there was no prescribed syllabus, the guru decided what to teach. As the society was largely agrarian, means most of the people were the farmers. Okay, so students did not attend schools during the harvest season. After the source material of traditional education in 19th century India, now we will see the elementary education. So, in that there were elementary schools called pathshalas for Hindus and maktabs for Muslims. These schools could be located in premises owned by the wealthy persons, means the rich persons, or temples or mosques, or even under shade-giving trees. Higher education. The centers of higher education were very few in number. Okay, these were mostly only for the rulers or nobles. Okay, and their students were mostly upper class Hindus or upper class Muslims. Children, see the pictures. In that, Hindus received higher education in schools where the medium of instruction was Sanskrit, and Muslims received higher education in madrasas where the medium of instruction was Persian. Children, the subjects were taught like law, logic, mathematics, science, religious literature and philosophy. However, the spirit of inquiry was not promoted, means if any student were having any doubts, so they were not able to clear their doubts. Okay, and The students were not aware of the latest developments around the world, especially in scientific studies. Children, see in this figure, it is a painting painted by the FB solvents. Okay, you just notice that there are only few students. Okay, and students of different age groups are being taught together, means there is no any age limits. Okay, now children, we will study about the education in India under the British. Okay, now children, we will know about that before the British rule, education was imparted through a chain of elementary schools, okay, called the Pathshalas, Maktabs and Madrasas for higher education. The education provided in such institutions were based on old texts like Vedas and their commentaries. Okay, such education was not considered to be up to date, means they were not update. Okay, because Vedas, the basis of such education, did not keep pace with the world. Now we will see the effects on education under East India Company. Due to colonization of India, education system suffered because the company had stopped giving institution grants which were earlier given to the institution by Indian rulers. And children, during the rule of the East India Company, the education system was transformation. Okay, contrary to the Pathshala system, the new system was more rigid. Okay, it had compulsory attendance, an examination system, a fixed fee structure, timetable, strict rules, and discipline was given foremost importance. The schools which did not follow the new rules were denied grants and found it tough to survive. Now children, introduction of Western education. So, in India was led by the following causes: due to the East India Company and Christian missionaries. English East India Company showed a very little interest in promotion of education in India. Okay, the only purpose of setting up some education institutions in India was to ensure a steady supply of Indians to law courts set up by the company. India's knowledge of classical languages was used to establish correspondence with the native states by English East India Company officials. First educational institutes, okay, the Calcutta Madrasa, Sanskrit College, Fort William College. So children, in my next video, I will explain you in detail and wait for my next video.